All right, so today we're going to talk about systems. And it's called nonlinear systems because we're dealing with quadratics. So notice in this first case, we have just one solution because these lines intersect at just one point. So those are one solutions. Sometimes you'll have multiple solutions. This one has two where they intersect, and this one also has two. And then sometimes you have no solutions because they never intersect at all. Okay? So what goes in this blank? The solution set to a system of equations is the set of points in which the equations, I guess, share, intersect. We can put either share, they share them, or they intersect. So the solutions are where the graphs intersect each other. They share those points. Okay? So notice right here, they share this point. They intersect right there. They share this point. It's where they both meet. Okay, so let's do an example. We're going to figure out graphically where the solutions are. Okay, so we're going to graph these two lines. This first one, this one's a linear, and I can rewrite this as y equals 4x minus 1. What I did was move this negative over, make it positive, move this one over, make it negative. Okay, so we rewrote that equation as y equals 4x minus 1. So let's go ahead and graph that. My y-intercept is negative 1. I'm going to graph this in black. I'll graph my other graph in red. And then my slope is 4, so I'll go up 4 over 1. And this is my line. You can also go this direction. Okay, so that is my linear graph. Now let's graph the quadratic one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the vertex first. So in order to find the vertex, we're going to use that formula, negative b over 2a. So in this case, I'll have negative 8 over 2 times negative 2. So that becomes negative 8 divided by negative 4, which is a positive 2. So if I were to create a table, the x value of the vertex is 2. Let's figure out what the y value is. We're going to plug in a 2. So let's use this equation, and we're going to plug in 2. All right, so plugging in 2, we're going to get negative 8. Remember, we always do exponents first. So this is 2 squared, which is 4, times negative 2 is negative 8. Plus 16 minus 3, we get 5. So 2, 5 is the vertex. I'll go ahead and plot that. 2, 5 is right here. Okay, also the y-intercept. That's another easy point to find. Just plug in zeros. So that goes away, that goes away. My y-intercept is 0, negative 3. So I can also graph that. 0, negative 3 is right here. So I know my graph, it's a U shape, it's a parabola. It's going to match. The sides are going to match. So if this is at negative 3, 2 spaces over from the vertex will also be at negative 3. Okay, so let's figure out some more intersecting points. Let's plug in 1 to see what that will be. So I'm going to plug in a 1 to my table. And let's plug it into the equation to see what the y value is when x is 1. So this is my equation. We're going to plug in a 1. So we'll get 1 squared is 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 plus 8 minus 3. So this will be 6 minus 3, which is 3. Okay, so that means we have the point 1, 3 on this graph, and that's right here. So you guys see where these will intersect? Okay, so that means my solution is at 1, 3. Okay. So for this first one, the vertex is, we have to do negative b over 2a, and we'll get negative 2. So the x value for my first equation, I'm going to use black for my first equation, is the vertex is negative 2. Now we'll plug this in to find the y value. So if I plug in a 2 here, a negative 2 here, this will be 8 minus 16 minus 1. This is negative 9. So I know what the vertex is. It's at negative 2, negative 9 right there. I also know that my y-intercept, if I plug in zeros here, is negative 1. So 0, negative 1 would be the y-intercept right there. Okay, so let's figure out some more points. I know this side will also be at negative 1. Okay, now let's plug in some more points. How about we figure out what these values are? So let's plug in a negative 1. So I'm going to plug in a negative 1 into my equation. And let's see what we get. So this will be negative 1 squared is 1. So this will become 2 minus 8 minus 1. So we get negative 7. So that would be right here. All right, so that is one of my equations. Now I'm going to use red to do the other one. So we're going to do negative b, so negative 2 over 2a. So this would just be negative 1. So the y value of my vertex, we have to plug it in. So I'll write our new equation. We're using the second equation now. So this is x squared plus 2 times x minus 9. We're plugging in negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1, minus 2 minus 9. This will be negative 10. So that is my vertex, negative 1, negative 10. So I'm going to use red for my new graph. This was the first graph, and now I'm going to do red for the second one. So my vertex is negative 1, negative 10 right here. All right, let's find some more points. The y-intercept is 0, negative 9. That's right here. So I know that these points will be on my new line. So one of my intersections is right here. This is a solution. And that is at negative 2, negative 9. And yes, it is the vertex of the first equation. Okay, and let's continue graphing. I'm going to plug in some more numbers. How about I plug in a negative 4 and see what I get? So I'm going to plug in a negative 4. And let's see what the y value is. Plug in a negative 4 this time. So this will become 16 minus 8 minus 9, which is 8 minus 9, we get negative 1. So that means negative 4, negative 1 right here. That's the other part of my graph. So it'll be about right. It'll go through those points. So this is the other solution that they share. That's the other point that they share. Negative 4, negative 1. So this is one solution. This is your other solution.